Hello everyone, we have the fourth hero in the Draconis faction, Pulina. So like I just said, Pulina is from the new Draconis faction. Also an agility based hero. The class is a ranger, and the primary role is continuous damage. And looking at Pulina here, she does definitely look like a ranger. And let's start with the ultimate skill. We have Dragon's Ascent. So this has an active ability to it. Pulina enters the state of Dragon's Fury, boosting her attack rating by 35% and haste by 20 points for 7 seconds. This state cannot be dispelled. Pulina instantly teleports to the enemy hero with the most energy, dealing multi-hit damage for 300% of her attack rating with each hit, knocking them into the air and temporarily stunning them. While the skill is in effect, Pulina becomes invincible and untargetable. And the passive ability to this is when Pulina successfully knocks an enemy into the air, they enter a floating state and they cannot be launched again while floating. After the ultimate is cast, it cannot be cast again for 3 seconds. This does not include ultimates triggered by the rapid counter skill. And level 2 enemies hit will lose their energy and won't recover any for the next 6 seconds. And level 3 at the start of battle, Pulina unleashes an ultimate skill without consuming any energy. So right off the bat, boosting her attack rating and haste, which is very powerful for 7 seconds. That is quite a long time. It says multi-hit damage. I don't know how many hits this will do. It doesn't really say. But it will knock them in the air, so just a tiny bit of crowd control in there as well. And she will be invincible and untargetable while the skill is in effect, which is also a very powerful thing. And then at the level 3, she can cast this ability without consuming any energy, which is also very powerful. So let's go ahead and look at the second skill. We have Unyielding Momentum. This is a passive ability. Pulina permanently gains 2 points of haste with every ultimate used, and it can be stacked up to 20 points. At level 2, Pulina permanently gains 3 points of haste with every ultimate used, and it can be stacked up to 30 points. Level 3, while in a state of Dragon's Fury, Pulina recovers 50 additional energy per second. And level 4, if Pulina kills a target while in the state of Dragon's Fury, the duration of the state is extended by an additional 5 seconds. So buffing up her haste, again, haste is very powerful in this game, and this is permanent, which is very good. And also with the level 4, extending the state of the Dragon's Fury if she kills a target while in Dragon's Fury. So let's look at the third skill. We have Rapid Counter. When Pulina takes damage or health loss from enemies directly in front of her, she becomes immune to that damage and retaliates immediately, with an attack dealing damage for 200% of her attack rating once every 11 seconds. Additionally, this skill stuns the enemies. Pulina is invincible and untargetable while the skill is active. And level 2, damage dealt to the enemy is increased to 300%. Level 3, the skill can be triggered once every 8 seconds. And then we have the first engraving skill. Heroes hit by this skill deal 80% less damage to Pulina for 12 seconds. This effect cannot be stacked. So immediately retaliating against enemies in front of her when they deal damage to her. So she'll do quite a bit of damage to those enemies immediately. Also stuns the target, so a little bit more crowd control in there as well. And she's invincible and untargetable while the skill is active. And this engraving skill sounds pretty powerful. The heroes hit by the skill will deal 80% less damage to Pulina for 12 seconds. So that is a long time, 12 seconds to have the enemies deal 80% less damage to Pulina. That is very powerful, I think. And let's look at the final skill. We have Stormy Assault. This has a passive ability to it. If her ultimate knocks the target into the air, it triggers the skill Stormy Assault. If Pulina knocks an enemy into the air with Rapid Counter and her energy is no less than 30%, it will trigger an ultimate that consumes all of her energy and deal no less than 40% damage of the ultimate before triggering the skill Stormy Assault. When the skill Stormy Assault is triggered, it deals multiple hits of damage for 150% of Pulina's attack rating before finally knocking down the enemy, dealing damage for 350% of her attack rating and stunning them for 4 seconds. Pulina is invincible and untargetable while the skill is active. And the level 2 ability, multi-hit damage, is increased to 200% of her attack rating. Level 3, the ultimate triggered by this skill gains 50% increase in power. And then we have the second engraving skill. When Stormy Assault deals damage, additional Dragon Speak damage equal to 250% of attack rating will be dealt. So it sounds like this skill is going to do quite a bit of damage in here. And once again, we have some crowd control with this skill as well. And then we have even more damage with the second engraving skill with that dragon speak damage. And let's go ahead and look at the signature item. So unlocking the signature item, Pulina converts 25% of damage dealt to floating targets into health. The plus 10 signature item, Pulina converts 35% of damage dealt to floating targets into health. Plus 20, Pulina gains 50 additional energy if she is unable to successfully knock enemies into the air. This does not include normal attacks. The plus 30, Pulina gains 100 additional energy if she is unable to successfully knock enemies into the air. This does not include normal attacks. And plus 40, each time Pulina knocks an enemy into the air, she steals 45% defense rating for 9 seconds. This effect cannot be stacked. So converting health, or converting damage into health, she can also gain some energy here as well if she is unable to knock enemies into the air. And she can also steal defense from the enemies that she knocks into the air as well. And let's go ahead and look at the exclusive furniture. For the 3 of 3 furniture, for every point of haste Pulina gains, her insight permanently increases by 2 points up to a maximum of 40 points. And the 9 of 9, each time Pulina knocks an enemy into the air, she gains 20 points of physical pierce, and her dragon speak damage is increased by an additional 60% for her next 7 seconds. This effect cannot be stacked. So not only gaining haste, but she can also gain some insight points, and she can also gain some physical pierce points, and increase her dragon speak damage when Pulina knocks an enemy into the air. So giving her even more buffs with this furniture. So overall, she sounds pretty good. I know with these ranger agility classes, sometimes they can just die immediately, but a lot of these skills do have her be invincible and also untargetable, so hopefully that can stop her from dying immediately. And we still have one more hero here to go through of the Ascended tier heroes, so I'm very excited to look at that hero next. And if you like this video, then make sure to click the like button, also subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video from me. And also comment what do you think about Pulina, and thanks for watching.